Rwanda's President Paul Kagame has been trending on social media, both on Twitter and Facebook, in the whole East and Central African region. And the reason he's trending is because he went on a rant in the Rwandan parliament during a session where he was overseeing the swearing in of the new cabinet ministers. And what he said is that the current leadership of the Democratic Republic of Congo is creating a security emergency 1 year before the country holds presidential election in order to find a reason to postpone the elections scheduled for December 2023. These were his exact words, and I quote, "This problem can be resolved if one country headed for election next year is not trying to create an emergency."
This problem can be resolved if one country headed for elections next year is not trying to create an emergency
so that the election don't take place. Not that he won the first elections as we know. If he's trying to find another way of having the next elections postponed, then I would rather he uses other excuses, not us, Kagame said.
So that elections don't take place. Well, not that he won the first elections.
It was this state of address that got Kagame trending and started the whole conversation because, look, this is Paul Kagame, the guy who jails anyone in Rwanda who tries to put their name next to his on a ballot. The guy who rigs Rwandan election and wins by 99.5% of the votes cast. But here he is lecturing the Congolese president on how to carry out credible elections. You know, it's a mockery of what basically democracy is all about. In Kagame's genius mind, it's like he's saying that anytime the Congolese government is nearing election is when these M23 rebels start attacking. So he's suggesting that the guys in Kinshasa have this magic button which they press so that now the M23 can start attacking civilians to tip popular support and allow the government in Kinshasa to win elections. That's what Kagame is saying. Even though we know this M23, we know their leadership, we know their spokesperson, they have houses and homes in Kigali, Rwanda. Their spouses, their children live in Rwanda and they study in Rwanda. And we know the country that, you know, supports them, arms them, trains them. It's Rwanda. And you see, this guy goes ahead, even he cautioned powerful countries in his rant where he mentioned the US, the UK, France, against accusing or believing that Rwanda was to blame for the instabilities in Eastern Congo. He even accused the UN forces, you know, the MONUSCO forces in Congo, for not eradicating the Rwandan rebel group, FDLR. And, you know, the MONUSCO are these guys who shared that drone footage, which showed Rwandan troops crossing the border into Congo to support the M23. The drone footage that implicates Rwanda supporting M23. So the MONUSCO, he's accusing them that they failed to stop a rebel group called FDLR. And when they asked who are these FDLR, he says that these are remnant of soldiers from the previous Rwandan government in 1994. And he says that they are responsible for the genocide. So that is 28 years ago, 29 years ago. And assuming these guys were adults, so they had an average of 30 years. We are talking of 60-year-old fighters in Congo. So Kagame keeps using this excuse that there is an army of grandpas, you know, inside Congo that wants to overthrow the government in Kigali. That is not true. But we know M23 is supported by Rwanda. We know what they are capable of. We have seen them. Even recently, we have seen what they have done. And they are a real threat, not FDLR, not these ghost grandpas in the Congo forest. Kagame even goes ahead in his rant. He says that they do not steal coltan. And I'm not saying Rwanda doesn't have few mines where you can find coltan and tantalum. They are there. But before M23, before 2012, Rwanda was not among the top 100 exporters of coltan, but after M23, Rwanda even topped, the chart. They export more coltan than even Australia, which was always the leader in this sector. They are the number one exporter of coltan, and Congo is nowhere to be seen. Even though before 2012, Congo and Australia were among the top two countries exporting coltan, but then now Rwanda has taken the top spot and Australia has taken the second top spot, and Congo is nowhere to be seen. Congo is not among the top 10 coltan exporter, even though we know the largest coltan and tantalum deposits are in Congo.